Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're cutting through the noise, diving straight into the essential insights from Andrew Kagan's latest random technical news you can possibly use.
Yep.
If you're looking for that shortcut to being, well, properly informed about the tech world's shifts, this is where we pull out those nuggets of knowledge.
That's right. Andrew's newsletter, it's great because it covers so much ground, cloud updates, broader industry trends, the stuff that really reshapes things. Our job today is kind of help you see the bigger picture, understand the so what behind it all, and figure out what actually matters in all this rapid change.
Right.
We'll hit Azure, Microsoft 365, Power Platform, DevOps, data, security, learning, and the wider industry news. Should be interesting to connect some dots.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Starting our journey in, well, the huge world of Azure, Microsoft's cloud platform. It looks like performance and management are key themes this week.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that immediately jumps out is the Azure Files performance upgrade. Now, for anyone running data-heavy apps in the cloud, think like media processing, big financial simulations, that kind of thing.
Right, intensive stuff.
Exactly. This tackles a real bottleneck. It means, more efficient operations, quicker access to files, a big deal for those high I/O workloads.
Makes sense. And data management.
Also seeing progress there with the ability to automate data management using Azure Storage Actions. It streamlines those crucial back-end processes.
So less manual work for IT teams.
Precisely. It frees them up from those tedious, error-prone tasks, lets them focus on, optimizing data pipelines or building new analytics, higher value stuff.
That's a huge win for efficiency. But, as things get faster, more automated, how does security keep up? What's new on the Azure security front?
It's always a balancing act.
You're
right?
sure?
The newsletter points to accelerating Defender for identity deployment success.
Defender for identity. That guards the login and access side.
Essentially, yes. Protecting against identity-based attacks. So making it easier and faster to deploy is, critical. Organizations can get their defenses up quicker.
Okay.
If you connect the dots, Microsoft pushing for cloud infrastructure that's powerful, manageable, and more secure, kind of built in.
All right, shifting gears. Microsoft 365, the productivity tools so many of us use daily. Copilot, the AI assistant, seems like it's everywhere. What's interesting there this week?
Absolutely. Copilot Central. The newsletter mentions working with Microsoft 365's new Copilot APIs. This is big.
APIs.
Yeah.
So developers can integrate it into their own apps now.
Exactly. It's not just features in Word or Outlook. It means embedding Copilot's AI into custom applications. Imagine specific AI features for your company's unique workflows.
Yeah. Okay. Tailored automation.
Huge productivity potential there.
Yeah.
And, on a more personal level, new AI features in OneNote, bringing smart assistants right into your note.
Helping organize or summarize, maybe?
Yeah, things like that. Making note-taking smarter.
So AI is becoming this default layer. But with all that intelligence in our daily tools, what about M365 security? New ways to protect all that data.
Security is always moving. The newsletter flags auditing admin activities in Microsoft Defender endpoint. That's like giving security teams X-ray vision into admin actions.
Better visibility, spotting suspicious stuff faster.
That's the idea. Crucial visibility to track changes and catch issues early. Also, enhancing security and productivity with Intune and Windows Auto Patch.
Intune for device management, Auto Patch for updates. Together, they make things more hands-off.
Right. Intune secures and manages devices. Auto Patch keeps Windows and M365 apps updated automatically. It's a powerful combo for robust endpoint security, especially with remote work.
Raises a good question, though. How do organizations really leverage these together, not just as separate tools?
Exactly. It's about that holistic automated defense for the whole digital workspace.
Okay, let's pivot again. Business applications, low code, Power Platform and Dynamics 365. AI and security seem big here, too.
Indeed. A key development is major DLP enhancements for Power Automate and Copilot Studio. DLP, data loss prevention. Critical stuff.
Preventing sensitive data from leaking out, especially in automated flows or AI chats.
You got it. Helps keep confidential info contained, even with all that automation. We're also seeing things like building modern single-page apps in Power Pages. Still in preview, but promising.
More dynamic web apps built on the platform.
Yep. And of course, more AI in Dynamics 365 finance and operations via Copilot Studio. Bringing AI smarts to, like, financial forecasting or finding anomalies.
So it really feels like they're pushing powerful tools out, making AI and app dev more accessible, but trying to add stronger guardrails at the same time.
Precisely. The Power Platform AI Assistance Toolbox, more Copilot updates in Power BI. It all points that way.
Right.
And there's a mention of managing access in Fabric pipelines in a Power BI Tips episode. Better governance for analytics.
Yep.
It's this balance.
Yep.
Democratize the tech, but keep control and security tight.
Okay, now for the builders. How software gets built, deployed reliably. DevOps, SRE, infrastructure. Where the rubber meets the road. What caught your eye here?
Well, for anyone working with large language models, LLMs, the mention of 12-factor agents for reliable LLM applications is really interesting.
12-factor. Applying those app-building principles to AI agents.
Reliability.
Exactly, making them stateless, deployable, resilient. Treating AI apps with the same engineering rigor as core systems. And the open source side is busy too.
Like what?
The VS Code Copilot chat extension going open source means more folks can contribute, benefit. Plus, Google's Gemini CLI, a command line tool for interacting with their AI. More open tools for devs.
And then, the headline designed to make you click. Kubernetes is dead. What's the real story?
Yeah, that's a provocative one. The newsletter points to an article on the top 5 orchestration alternatives to Kubernetes.
Ah, okay. So not dead, but facing competition or alternatives gaining ground. Pretty much. Kubernetes is dominant, no question. But it is complex. Maybe these alternatives suit simpler needs, or specific niches, or integrate differently with certain clouds.
So it raises the question, what's driving this exploration? Complexity, cost, special needs.
Could be all of the above. It shows even established tech isn't immune. People are always looking for the right tool for their job.
Makes sense. On to data, analytics, and AI. Feels like this changes daily. What are the key updates for managing and using data?
We're seeing platform advancements. SQL Server mirroring in Fabric is now in 2025 preview.
Fabric being Microsoft's unified analytics platform. So this brings database mirroring into Fabric for high availability.
Right. High availability and disaster recovery for your SQL data within that integrated platform. Simplifies things, ensures continuity for analytics, plus efforts in simplifying data ingestion in Fabric.
Making it easier to get data in.
Yep. Both updates aim to make it easier to bring diverse data together, make it resilient, and easier to use for insights.
So making the plumbing more robust and easier to connect. And on the AI cutting edge itself.
The newsletter mentions Microsoft engineers talking about building and evaluating AI agents. It's a peek behind the curtain.
How they actually build and test these things responsibly.
Exactly. Focusing on reliability, expected performance, ethical considerations, not just raw power. It shows a growing maturity, I think, making AI development more transparent and trustworthy.
Okay, next section. Always critical, maybe more than ever. Security, compliance, and privacy. So much data, so much AI. What are the big warnings or solutions this week?
Yeah, some stark stuff here. Microsoft Entra Hidden Risk Exposed. That suggests potential blind spots in identity management.
Entra, that's the whole identity suite, like Azure AD, foundational stuff.
It is. So any hidden risk there is a serious concern. And then this report, hundreds of MCP servers expose AI models to RCE, remote code execution.
RCE on AI model servers, that sounds really bad. What's MCP again?
Model Context Protocol, an open standard letting AI models access external tools and data. If that's vulnerable to RCE, attackers could run malicious code right on the AI systems.
Wow. Like hijacking the AI, data breaches, system compromise.
Exactly. A direct attack vector into the AI itself. Very serious.
So how are organizations fighting back against these kinds of sophisticated threats?
Well, the newsletter also highlights proactive steps, things like Purview for AI network-level integration, and focusing on data governance and stewardship in the AI era.
Using Purview, the data governance tool, to watch over AI models and their data too.
Essentially, yes. Extending that visibility and control, treating AI systems like critical assets. And on the defense side, updates like efficient threat hunting with aggregated reporting and mastering cloud threats with Microsoft Defender for Cloud, better tools for spotting and stopping threats.
So it's clear security has to evolve just as fast as AI itself, right? Especially targeting the AI infrastructure.
Absolutely. It's an arms race in a way.
Let's shift to us, the humans. Personal growth, skills. Especially with AI moving so fast. Any interesting learning opportunities or mindset shifts highlighted?
Yeah, it's fascinating. Titles like This One Prompt, Change How I Use AI Forever, or Turning My Laptop into a Full-Time AI Developer.
Seems very practical, very hands-on.
Exactly. It's not just theory. It shows people want to really integrate AI into their daily work, unlock tangible benefits, and there are deeper dives too, like Claude Code and agentic coding from Anthropic's Boris Cherny.
For people building more advanced AI agents.
Seems like it. for those wanting to build more sophisticated autonomous AI.
So it's about empowering individuals to actually use AI effectively, make it part of their toolkit, not just something abstract.
Precisely. Which leads to the question for you, the listener. With all this change, how do you pick the learning paths that actually make a difference for your career? It's about strategic learning now.
Good point. Okay, finally, let's zoom out. Broader industry news, trends. What's shaping the bigger picture this week?
Well, there's a piece on navigating the evolving data landscape. Just a reminder that managing data is always a moving target.
Yeah.
Regulations, tech, usage patterns, constantly shifting.
True.
And the Varonis and Microsoft strategic AI security partnership. That's interesting. Big players teaming up on AI security.
Shows how critical and complex that challenge is becoming. Needs collaboration.
Definitely. Underscores it's an industry-wide thing.
And maybe the most surprising headline, the one that makes you think twice.
I think it has to be that IBM story. Lays off 8,000 for AI, then rehires due to shortages.
Right. That seems contradictory. What's the takeaway there?
It's fascinating, isn't it? It highlights this tension. AI brings automation, efficiency gains, impacts some roles. But then you have this persistent, maybe even growing need for skilled humans to build, manage, and evolve the AI itself.
So automation creates displacement, but also creates new specialized demand.
Exactly. It's not a simple replacement story. It suggests a complex shift in the job market where human expertise is still absolutely central, even if the specific skills needed are changing.
Okay. Let's try and wrap this up. We've covered a lot from Andrew Kagan's newsletter. Azure Performance, Copilot APIs making AI customizable, those serious AI security warnings, and that IBM story about jobs. Clear that the tech world is just constantly turning.
Indeed. And the real value here, I think, isn't just listing the updates. It's seeing the patterns, right? AI weaving into everything. The non-negotiable need for security that keeps pace. The focus on practical application. It's about getting informed without drowning in the details.
Well said. So as we finish this deep dive, here's a thought to leave you with. With all these rapid changes, particularly in AI and security, what technical truth or maybe industry assumption that we hold today do you think will be completely overturned or redefined in the next year? Could it be our definition of a developer, or what secure really means, or even the structure of a workforce? Hopefully this deep dive has given you some fuel for thinking about those changes and maybe a bit of a head start. Thanks for joining us.